9:12 a.m. Saturday, October 7th, 2017. I'm driving to Altadena, California in search of the actual home that Terry, the dog, was born or lived in 1933 with the couple that gave her away to Carl Spitz's Hollywood Dog Training Center or school in Studio City. And I'm thinking about the couple gave her away because she was bedwetting and wetting the rug and the car seat to the point where they couldn't take it. Well, that dog went on to become Toto. They never came back for her at Carl Spitz's place. But this is the area that this couple, this impatient couple, lived, somewhere in here. And I'm imagining this is the oldest section of town, considering what Mary, the dog walker I just met with a German Shepherd about a half an hour, said about it. She said, you're on the right track, you know. This area here is very much the old section where these people probably lived. And the couple, I would love to know what their name was, and if they ever found out that the dog, that they had Terry, you know, whoever named it Terry, it became Toto in The Wizard of Oz. Did they know it? One of these houses down one of these blocks reveals the place where they lived. And I gotta tell you, there is the beautiful Altadena Hills. There's a little dog there that looks just like little Toto. See, right in Altadena. And I'm just cruising around here. We're gonna figure out where this is eventually. I'm gonna have to get in touch with the book writer of the book, I, Toto. Fellow by the name of Willard Carroll, and ask of him, does he know the exact house that little Toto, Terry, was born in? You know, this is something to think about. To research that would be marvelous. There she is. This little dog was born in Altadena, California on November 17th, 1933. There she is with Carl Spitz, the man who trained her's niece. He trained her at Carl Spitz's Hollywood Dog Training Center, Dog Training School, at 12239 Ventura Boulevard, Studio City, California. He had the place from 1927 to 35. Then he moved in 1935 to 12350 Riverside Drive, right off Whitsett, also in Studio City. But I'm looking for the place here that is the Altadena Historical Society, which may lead tell some story about where exactly the house is that these people lived in. And look at those hills. This little dog would have lived a beautiful life if these Canyon Close Altadena Drive would have lived a beautiful life anyway had she stayed here. But like I say, the people became impatient with her bedwetting, and they didn't want the little dog, so they brought her to the school in Studio City, Roosevelt Avenue. It reminds me of Flushing. And when they brought her there, they never came back for her. Carl Spitz's Hollywood Dog Training School never came back for her. He had trained Buck in the Clark Gable movie, 1933, Call of the Wild. So he was used to training dogs. But what's sufficient enough information here is that we know that she was born here in Altadena, California. And we're on Altadena Drive. I'm seeing a lot of dogs being walked these days here in Altadena. It's a beautiful place. And I gotta tell you, little by little, it's making me think about, you know, doing a big research on the dog, Terry, who went by the name of Toto eventually. See? We have to research this and find the exact house. I mean, is it down one of these streets? Did this dog live in the lap of luxury and the people were impatient? Where was this little dog living? Where exactly? Where did the little dog wind up? Where was it? You know, we gotta know this. Crescent Drive and Altadena Drive. Was the dog that bad of a problem that they couldn't have cured it on their own? Did they have to bring it there to have it trained not to wet? Well, I'm glad they did, because little Terry went on to be a movie star. And even in her book, she says, I wish that my parents would have seen me now and what I went on to be. Was she talking about her actual parents that were the dogs? Or was she talking about the parents that gave her up and never came back to pick her up? Is that what happened? Down one of these side streets reveals a lot about the earliest days of the dog. Down one of these streets in Altadena, California, I believe is where, in this old section of Altadena, is where the dog was raised. There's the 264 bus, Porter Avenue. And we got to remember one thing. I'll find it. I'll find the house. I have to talk to Willard Carroll, the man who wrote the book. There's another dog walker in Altadena. Does she know that the famous Toto was here, you know? How is it that nobody really knows about it? They didn't research it. That woman Mary walking her German Shepherd a half an hour, 45 minutes ago, when I called out to her, I said, hey, did you know that the dog was born here? And she said, Toto was born here? Are you kidding? But look at these houses in this old section. They were always here. They were here in 1933. So what's happened is that Hollywood Joe here is discovering stuff. He's finding out about Toto. Did Toto come from a very rich couple that were very impatient? You know, these are the things you got to remember. What was the level of patience with these people? Were they able to want the dog back? No. They were too much on themselves. According to the book, they were impatient with the dog, and even amongst themselves they were impatient. And as we close in on Lake Avenue and Altadena Drive, let's get some gas here. Alrighty, let me go in here. The Chevron, Lake Drive and Altadena Drive. It's exactly what time now? Let's see. Let's see what time we got. Hold on. 9:19 a.m.